Hybrid business integration. This is another more advanced stage concept. So we've already discussed the ground-up development of cooperatives, allowing, for example, a 3D printing house co-op to take designs from the open access design system and convert them into tools or furniture, etc. I hope this part of the network is clear. It's very straightforward. Now, what about existing establishments, money-based restaurants or local shops? Well, one idea is to establish ways to interface with such willing capitalist institutions in the interest to pull them in, incentivizing them to morph their structure in favor of integral. The leverage point is to have partial payment for labor or partial sales for customers to use the integral time credits. As stated before, the goal of the co-ops is to be 100% off the grid from the market to whatever degree, and I know this may seem like a contradiction. However, this interfacing is strategic, and it's about absorption, about getting that older market establishment to morph into integral, which is advantageous in a few ways, needless to say. As I said in the last podcast, it is the transitional factors that will determine the outcome more than any idealized model goal. When we view the world today, we see all these commercial institutions. Instead of seeing them as something to override or replace, we try to see them as becoming repurposed. And part of integral is to carve a path to do that. And this hybrid idea, which may sound far-fetched, is not unheard of. In Sardinia, there is a complementary currency called the Sardex, which was started in early 2000s as a kind of closed network exchange method, encouraging more local activity. Existing businesses and consumers would use the Sardex in parallel to normal currency. Nothing radical about it, but it did create a kind of hybrid system that emphasizes the local community, which is exactly what integral does. This hybrid potential, I think, is very strong once sustainability aspects of the system are more understood by the public. Most people today, you'll find, shrug their shoulders when it comes to how to be actively sustainable in their lives, beyond throwing things into a recycling bin. Integral gives them a system-level solution, at least in part. In the same way people go to package-free shops or whatever kind of so-called conscious consumption many fashionably pursue. So many people out there want to find a deeper way to be more sustainable in their daily lives. And while it may take time for integral to really establish itself in a notable way, the principles will be very attractive to a lot of people in the sustainability movements out there. So much so that I would even anticipate major existing environmentalist organizations like Greenpeace to rapidly support it. There's really no other option out there. It is time people realize that they cannot affect the world with contrary individual actions alone, such as buying products from seemingly moral sources and processes. There is no such thing in the market system.